After round 7, the verdict is in. Welcome everyone. Matt Thompson alongside Match Review Panel Chairman Mark Fraser. Well, let's get straight into it. And the news gets worse for Melbourne. Colin Sylvia facing 3 weeks on the sidelines. His bad record hasn't helped him. And if he did go to the tribunal, he'd actually risk 4 weeks. Charged with striking Gold Coast Jared Brennan. Reckless, high impact and high contact.
Yeah, here from the vision, you see Brennan dispose of the ball and then Sylvia continues forward and puts both arms up in an attempt to probably make body contact. Sylvia elbows Brennan in the head and that forces him to go from the ground and obviously was concussed and didn't come back on. Whilst we don't think that Sylvia's intentionally struck him, it's certainly putting those elbows up as a reckless act and he's unfortunately suffered the consequences of that.
So is that a question for you there, reckless versus intentional?
Oh, of course, with something like that, you have to judge whether it's negligent, reckless or intentional, and we think that sort of fits into the reckless category quite well. All
right, Geelong's James Kelly has been charged with rough conduct against Brendan Goddard. Reckless, low impact and high contact. A poor record hasn't helped him either.
Yeah, here you see Kelly, when it comes to that bump, he jumps in the air and bumps Goddard. We believe that it's got him high from the vision. You can see the shoulder make contact to the head. Goddard goes down. Whilst he's not down for an extended period of time, we believe that there's enough forceful contact there to warrant a charge.
Yeah, so 2 matches for James Kelly as we look at this incident again. Now, a lot of people are saying that they thought, watching this at home or watching it at the ground, that this was a fair bump. Why are they wrong?
Well, when you see that the contact, if you slow it down in this instance here, you can see Kelly jump up and then the shoulder makes contact right into his head and his face. So we believe that that shows enough force for a high contact charge.
All right, 2 weeks for James Kelly. Heath Shaw from Collingwood, 2 games down to 1 for striking Freo's Hayden Ballantyne. Intentional, low impact and groin contact.
Yeah, this one, you see obviously Shaw on the ground and then Ballantyne on top of him. Shaw then throws his hand out and contacts Ballantyne in the groin. So we think that's an intentional low groin strike. So you see the action of Shaw throwing the arm up, Ballantyne goes down and holds around his groin region as well for a time afterwards. So we think that there's been the contact to the groin.
Is level of force a question here?
Oh yeah, of course, and it's like anything. So you don't need as much force for a high sort of contact hit compared to a body contact with groin and say with headbutting from last week. There doesn't need to be that much force for us to think that's worthy of a charge.
All right, Reece Palmer from the Giants has been booked for striking Adelaide's Patrick Dangerfield. This one's been assessed intentional, low impact and body contact. He can escape with a reprimand.
Yeah, you can see with this one, Palmer goes over to Dangerfield and then just sort of hits him in the stomach. Dangerfield goes down for an extended period of time. Whilst the medical came back relatively clear and he kept on playing, we think that's worthy of an intentional low body strike.
All right, we're continuing to whip through them. Melbourne's Chris Dawes, his first game of the season, of course, a reprimand for striking Gold Coast's Tom Murphy. Reckless, low impact and high contact.
Yeah, in this one, Murphy and Dawes are jostling sort of to get near the football, and then Dawes throws that right arm backwards and contacts Murphy quite considerably high in the head, and he goes down, gets up and continues playing on, but we think that's once again worthy of a contact charge to the head.
Now, how closely did you look at this one? Obviously, there would have been a reckless, intentional question here as well, potentially, or even a question of negligence. I mean, it's a matter of opinion on this one.
Yeah, with this one, you see him, Dawes is looking at the ball, but he does throw the arm right back like that, and so he should know that if it makes contact to somebody, especially in the head, that it's going to be a charge. So there's no reason for him to throw the arm back, so there's no negligence on his behalf. We think that it's more of a reckless act, but he's watching the football, so I think this one's a reckless charge.
Yeah, so that's the thing, isn't it? Because you could look at it and say, well, he was looking at the footy, but you're saying under no circumstances should he have swung his arm back like that.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to.
All right, Liam Picken from the Bulldogs now charged with striking North's Andrew Swallow. A reprimand, intentional, low impact and body contact.
Yeah, with this one, you see the players jostling around there. After a little bit of time, Swallow goes down onto the ground and you see him struggling there for a little bit, comes out and gets assessed. But yeah, we believe that you can see the arm swing around from Picken, contact's made there and he goes down.
Limited vision on this one. Was there enough evidence for you today looking at this one?
Yeah, with this, we go on the balance of probabilities with these. So you see the arm swing around, Swallow immediately go down afterwards, so we believe that's a low body strike.
Yeah, or of course he does have the option to go to the tribunal if he chooses to do so. Port's Jay Schultz striking Alex Rance here, a reprimand, intentional low impact and body contact. As I say, one match down to a reprimand.
Yeah, here you see Schultz and Rance in the goal square. Schultz swings his arm around, contacts Rance, and he goes down once again, similar to the previous ones, for an extended period of time. Was assessed but continued on playing afterwards, and that's another intentional low body strike.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we've seen a few of them this weekend, haven't we? A few other incidents to look at now. No charges on these ones. So let's begin with Adam Goodes. There's been a fair bit of talk about this on Josh Gibson. Now, you're saying that Goodes was actually trying to kick the ball here.
Yeah, you see that the Gibson and Goodes are both going for the ball. Goodes comes to it just a touch later than Gibson and tries to kick it away, and then there's the contact that occurs. Gibson holds his other ankle, so it's his left ankle you can see in this shot, that he rolls his left ankle there, and that's the reason that he's in discomfort and pain afterwards. It's
an interesting one, though, because you have been looking at that sliding in with the knees kind of contact. Did you have a close look at this today?
Oh, absolutely had a close look at it, of course, but we didn't think that he was sliding in for it. We thought he was actually trying to get the ball and kick the ball away. So, yeah, unfortunately, just there was that ankle roll from Gibson.
Good news for Adam Goodes. Now, Taylor Duray from the Hawks on Sydney's Ben McLean here, also in the grand final rematch. No other way, you're saying, to contest the ball.
Oh, here with this, you see him go to try and smother the footy. So there's mild high contact made, but there's the actual attempt to smother the football, and he couldn't tackle him because he's kicking the football and he's trying to smother it, and the high contact's made. McGlynn gets up straight away anyway, so we didn't think that there was significant high contact in that. But he was going for the football, and yeah, no realistic alternative.
All right, so he gets the clearance there. And finally, Jared Redden from Port Adelaide and Shane Tuck from Richmond. This is an interesting one because Tuck had been off the ground injured. Talk us through this one. It is a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah, Tuck was injured earlier in the game in that quarter, and he came off the bench. He was assessed by their medical staff and then given the all clear. He came out onto the field, and then there was that minor contact by Redden, but he continued on playing after that. So we didn't think that was contact with an injured player because he'd been cleared by the medical staff and continued on after that. We also looked at that incident, I suppose, from Tuck's perspective in throwing a punch, but we didn't think there was much force in it.
Where does the responsibility lie in terms of that charge of contact with an injured player, in the sense that if a player's come back onto the ground, is another player right in being confident that player isn't injured, that they're fit to play?
Oh, all the circumstances vary, but we would say yes. The spirit of the law is that if somebody goes down injured and you can see that they're obviously injured, obviously you should steer clear of them. If they're running off the field to get to the bench and you make contact with them, you should steer clear of them.
Yep. But once they're back out there?
But once they're back out there, depending on obviously a lot of things, if you had 10 players going over and whacking him after they saw that sort of a contact had occurred and he went and grabbed his shoulder, then you'd probably go, well, those other players are in the wrong. But we think that Redden's made minor contact, continued off after that, and Tucker's continued to play, so he's relatively fit to go.
All right, a really interesting talking point to finish on this week. Mark, thank you very much for that. A very busy day.
Yes, very busy day, mate.
Mark Fraser with us, the chairman of the Match Review panel. We, of course, have a full text report on all of the incidents looked at this week here online for you. And the players charged have until 11 o'clock Tuesday morning to decide if they'd like to challenge at the tribunal. From all of us for now here at afl.com.au, thanks for watching.